Instruct us about what we should do. Judges 13:8. Manoah and his wife were going to have a son. No doubt, Manoah was happy, but he was also aware of the great responsibility that rested on his shoulders. In a nation filled with badness, how could he and his wife successfully raise their son to serve God? Manoah pleaded with God, saying, "Please let the man of the true God, the angel, whom you just sent, come again to instruct us about what we should do with the child who will be born." Judges 13:1-8. Manoah, recognizing that he and his wife did not know how to properly care for the child, asks the Lord to send the angel back to instruct them on what they should do. The verse was a prayer for guidance and direction, as Manoah and his wife seek to do the right thing and follow God's will for their lives. It may be useful to reflect on this verse as a reminder to seek guidance and direction from God in your own life, particularly when you are unsure of what to do or how to proceed. Here are a few ways that parents can reflect on Judges 13:8. 1. Seek guidance from God. Like Manoah, parents may not always know what is best for their children or how to raise them in a way that honors God. Recognizing this, parents can pray for guidance and direction from God, just as Manoah did. 2. Seek out wise counsel. Manoah recognized that he and his wife did not have all the answers, and so he asked the Lord to send someone to instruct them. Similarly, parents can seek out wise and godly counsel from other believers or from trusted resources, such as Christian parenting books. 3. Recognize the importance of spiritual training. Manoah and his wife knew that it was important to teach their child about God, and so they sought instruction on how to do so. Parents can also recognize the importance of spiritual training and make an effort to teach their children about God and His ways. 4. Trust in God's provision. Manoah trusted that God would provide the guidance and instruction that he and his wife needed, and he prayed for it. Parents can also trust that God will provide the wisdom and guidance they need as they raise their children. Now, here are a few practical ways parents can instruct their children. 1. Teaching values and principles. Parents can use the Bible as a source of guidance for teaching their children about important values and principles, such as honesty, integrity, compassion, and respect. For example, they can use verses like Proverbs 12:22, "The Lord detests lying lips, but He delights in people who are trustworthy to teach honesty," or Matthew 22:39, "Love your neighbor as yourself," to teach compassion and love towards others. Parents can also use real-life examples and scenarios to teach their children how to apply these values in their everyday lives. For instance, they can discuss current events or scenarios that they experience with their children, relating them back to Bible teachings. They can also take their children to church and Sunday school, which will help them to learn more about the Bible and its teachings. Additionally, parents can make sure to have regular family devotions and pray together as a family to help children understand the importance of having a relationship with God and to develop an appreciation for the Bible. 2. Encouraging prayer. Parents can encourage their children to develop a personal relationship with God through prayer and meditation. They can teach children how to pray by teaching them the basic elements of prayer, such as praise, confessing sins, asking for God's will, and giving thanks. They can also lead by example by praying with their children and making it a regular part of their daily routine. One way to encourage this practice is to have a designated time and place for family prayer, and involve children in the process by giving them the opportunity to lead prayers or share specific prayer requests. Another approach is to help children understand the importance of talking to God through journaling. Encouraging children to write down their thoughts, feelings, and prayers in a journal can be a great way to encourage them to communicate with God on a regular basis. It's also important to remember that children learn best by example, so parents should model the behavior they want to see in their children by being consistent in their own prayer life. 3. Setting a good example. Parents can model the behavior they want to see in their children by living a life that reflects the values and principles they are teaching. This means being consistent in their own actions and words and trying to live up to the same standards they expect from their children. For example, if a parent is teaching their children about honesty, they should make sure to always be truthful and transparent in their own actions and words. If they are teaching their children about respect, they should make sure to always show respect to others, including their children. By setting a good example, parents can help to build trust and credibility with their children, making it more likely that children will be receptive to their guidance and teachings. In addition, parents can also be role models by living a healthy lifestyle, engaging in regular physical activity, eating a well-balanced diet, and taking care of their own physical and mental well-being. This will help children to understand the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle and taking care of themselves. 4. Providing structure. Parents can establish clear rules and boundaries for their children, and hold them accountable for their actions. This can involve setting specific expectations for behavior, such as completing homework, doing chores, and respecting others. Parents should also have clear consequences for not following these rules and boundaries, such as taking away privileges or assigning additional chores, and make sure to enforce them consistently and fairly. In addition to providing structure, parents should also provide guidance and support for their children. This means helping children to develop the skills and knowledge they need to make good decisions, and being there to support them when things go wrong. Having a consistent daily routine can also help to provide structure and stability for children. Setting regular times for activities such as meals, homework, and bedtime can help children to feel safe and secure, knowing what to expect. It's also important to remember that children's needs change as they grow and develop, so parents should be open to adjusting the rules and boundaries as needed to meet those changing needs. 5. Encourage independence. Parents can encourage their children to think for themselves and make their own decisions, while still providing guidance and support. This can involve giving children more autonomy as they get older, such as allowing them to make more of their own choices about their activities and friendships. One way to do this is to involve children in the decision-making process, for example, by giving them options and allowing them to choose which one is best for them. This can help children to develop critical thinking skills and learn to make good decisions. Another way is to give children age-appropriate responsibilities and chores around the house. This can teach children to be responsible, and also encourage them to take charge of their own lives. It's also important to remember to give children the space they need to make mistakes and learn from them. By allowing children to experience the natural consequences of their actions, parents can help them to learn important lessons and develop a sense of responsibility. Additionally, parents can also allow children to make mistakes. That way they can learn from their mistakes and grow as a person, but it's important to be there to guide them through it and help them learn from their experience. 6. Encourage education. Parents can encourage their children to continue learning and to acquire knowledge throughout their lives. This can involve setting high expectations for academic achievement and encouraging children to take challenging classes. One way to do this is by creating a positive learning environment at home, such as having a designated study space and providing access to educational resources like books and educational websites. Another way is by encouraging children to participate in extracurricular activities, such as sports, music, or clubs that are related to their interests. This can help children to develop new skills and knowledge in a fun and engaging way. Parents can also take an active role in their children's education by attending parent-teacher conferences, volunteering in the classroom, and staying informed about their children's schoolwork and progress. Additionally, encouraging children to set goals, both short-term and long-term, can help to motivate them to work towards achieving their full potential. By setting achievable educational goals, children can learn the importance of hard work and determination, which are valuable skills that will benefit them throughout their lives. Seven. Communicating openly. Parents can maintain open lines of communication with their children and actively listen to their children when they share their thoughts and feelings. This means creating an environment where children feel safe and comfortable sharing their thoughts and feelings, without fear of being judged or criticized. One way to do this is by setting aside regular time for family conversations, such as during meals or family meetings. During these conversations, parents can ask open-ended questions and actively listen to their children's responses. Another way is by showing empathy and understanding when children share their thoughts and feelings. Parents can validate their children's feelings by acknowledging them and showing that they understand where their children are coming from. It's also important for parents to be open and honest when communicating with their children. By being transparent and truthful, parents can build trust and credibility with their children, and create an environment where children feel comfortable asking questions and sharing their thoughts and feelings. Finally, it's also important to remember that communication is a two-way street, so parents should also be willing to share their own thoughts and feelings and be open to feedback from their children. It's important to remember that every child is unique and what works for one may not work for another. It's up to the parent to find the best approach for each child.